Everybody, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Tri-Lakes Management District meeting for Wednesday, September 17th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Number 2, please stand for Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 3, roll call, starting from my left.
Atkins here.
Hasdall here.
Baker.
Samuelstead here.
Number 4, certified posting of the meeting agenda, please.
The agenda was posted on 9/17/25, Rome Town Hall, 8:05 a.m., Nakusa Port Edward State Bank, 8 a.m., and Quick Trip, 8:10 a.m.
I have a question. You just said that was posted on the 17th. Today's the 17th.
I'm sorry, the 16th. I apologize.
All righty. Number 5, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 6, elector citizen comments. During the elector citizen comment period of the agenda, the Tri-Lakes Management District welcomes comments from any Tri-Lakes residents on any item not on the agenda. Please know that pursuant to state law, the Tri-Lakes Management cannot engage in conversation with you, but may ask questions. The Tri-Lakes Management District may defer the item to staff, a standing committee, or a future board agenda for the discussion and action. Each person wishing to speak will have up to 3 minutes to speak. Speakers are asked to submit a card to the Secretary of the Board prior to providing their name, address, and topic for discussion. The Tri-Lakes Management District will also take comments from the electors on agenda items as called by the chair, but not during elector citizen comment. Please note that once the Tri-Lakes Management District Board begins discussion on an agenda item, no further comment will be allowed from the public on that issue. Steve, would you like to come to the speaker, please?
Good morning, gentlemen. A couple comments that I'd like to make that I felt I needed to say going forward. By the way, Carl, I did catch, somebody forwarded to me your interview with Wisconsin Public Radio. It was a great job, thank you. That's what people need to hear, and we need to get out more of that. On that note, I'd like to see a campaign, for lack of a better word, where we go after our lake residents, present, or how would you say, vacationers and full-time, to work at picking up their weeds. I don't think they understand, or at least by cooperation, maybe we can humble some of them into doing it, but too many of them aren't doing anything, and they don't understand that by not picking up those floating weeds, which, by the way, it's not the harvester's fault, they can't get them all. I know that, I don't expect them to, but when they're in front of your dock, I don't think it's asking too much to pick them up. And we also know that, now that I've been involved with the Nano Bubble Project, there are people that, virtually never pick up their weeds in front of it, which, how would you say, restricts its operations, its quality, and for every pound of weeds that drop to the bottom of the lake, undoes what the nano bubblers are trying to do. So you're not gonna make any progress if people don't make the effort. So I'd like to suggest maybe adding into the tax bill, which everybody gets, a little card saying, hey, this is your responsibility, and this is, what happens as a result of that. So I would like to see that to, go forward. Another thing I thought of that I'd like to mention is when you do your next contract for the next nano bubblers, saying that, assuming we're granted that permission, I understand they're going into Camelot, correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay, the nano bubblers. So with that said, I'm going to suggest that, one, you review your contract, because I think it has some holes that make people uncomfortable. But, I think some have been pointed out to you, Carl. But as you pre-select these sites, have someone with familiar knowledge of those nano bubblers go in and check to see if the site is suitable. That means how far before we get a reasonable depth of water to operate on. Because I can give you an example, one, that we have this 50-foot pier that we're working off of. When we have to shut it down to change baskets, it's a minimum of a half hour to try to get that pump primed again because of that distance. And I know that our group is working on a little bit of solution to try to keep zebra mussels out. They are gonna cause an issue on some units, I can tell you that now. So, we're working on a solution to try to keep those baskets clean from the zebra mussels, because if they get inside that screen, they're gonna come in all the way through the unit. Just common sense tells me that's not a good idea. So, that's basically what I had to say. One final word is, mentioning forwarding back on those weeds. I'd like to see our harvesters run a little longer. I know a lot of the guys after Labor Day don't really wanna do it, so a solution might be to say, okay, those that'll run from, say, September 6th through the 21st or somewhere in that area, we'll pay an additional $1 an hour to finish that season, because again, every pound of weeds we keep out of that bottom of the lake is the sooner we'll get our lakes cleaner. So that's what I wanted to suggest.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Anybody have any questions for Steve? Yeah. Thank you. Number 7, information updates, meeting recaps, current events, and announcements.
One update on the situation at the Camelot Dam. Tomorrow is supposed to be the scheduled day that the county and the manufacturer of the actuator will be installing that on the dam. So hopefully by end of day tomorrow, we'll have full functionality back, and everything will be running good. And also, the dams right now are pretty much all closed as far as the gates, just because the water levels, not as bad as what we've had a couple years ago, but they are starting to fall a little bit. So everything's closed up right now. So it's just a waiting game on more rain to bring the levels back up. We're not at a dangerous level right now as far as how low they are, but they are starting to drop a little bit. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Mike?
Just to touch on what Brad had to say, there's a dam at Upper Camelot that water goes through and it comes down to Lake Sherwood where the bubbler action is. And in response to Steve's point, Brad has to go there, I won't say frequently, but maybe every couple of weeks to clean that dam off, or the opening to that dam, because it's either blocked up with weeds, sticks, whatever the case might be, in order to get that water flow to continue. So, again, as Steve pointed out, if residents would pick up their weeds and stuff, maybe Brad wouldn't have to do this so frequently, and the water would be flowing and the bubbler would be working.
How do we get the word out asking the residents to start picking the weeds up?
Well, and I think in response to Steve, where that maybe something will go in with the tax bill or whatever, so that everybody, whether they're
Emails,
seasonal or full-time or whatever.
post it on the website, emails, things like that.
I put it on the agenda for the next meeting, so come up with something, think about it, see what we come up with.
The notice should be going out closer to spring when people are it's fresh in their mind. You get your tax bill in December. You got 5-6 months. People are going to forget about it. If we get it out, first part of May, when people are starting to come back up.
I'm kind of thinking 2 times fall and
Yeah.
because I've noticed and I've informed people, because I've seen people just when they're cleaning their leaves up, they're blowing everything right into the lake.
Yeah.
And I mean, I see it more often than not, and that stuff is not good.
Mark.
Our last board meeting, we did discuss about blowing organics into the water, and there is a statute against that, as well as fertilizing and things like that. So it is under consideration this over the winter, I guess, to look at the whole program and see what needs to be fixed. So, Mark?
Yeah, we had discussed it and considered, maybe some kind of a campaign where it's constantly either on websites, posters at town or gas station, so it's always in front of the people, just to remind them. The harvesters collect over 1 million pounds of weeds a year. The bubblers are working 24/7, but it's a team effort to clean up the lakes. And each individual is part of the team. And somehow just bring it in the forefront of their minds that there's a responsibility that goes with owning the property.
Thanks. I didn't have much other than Mike Bowen created a worksheet for us on billings for the folks that have the bubblers, and it was extremely helpful. Modified it a little bit, so all Gene has to do is put in the meter readings and the date, and it kicks out letters to each homeowner or property owner, and gives them a breakdown of the check that we're sending to them for the electricity. And it's actually working pretty well, so I want to thank Mike again for coming up with the program. Okay, number 8, wake boat discussion. Anything? There is a meeting this Saturday. The wake boat folks have the room here, 10 o'clock. I encourage people to go and hear their side of the story. Again, come in with facts, opinions, but I'll be there. Well, we'll see what they have to say, but it is an open meeting for everybody in the town, so
This room or the big room?
it'll be the big room, yeah.
Will that be also on channel?
It will be, yeah, televised and recorded, yeah.
Great.
Any other discussion on wake boats? Okay. Number 9, nanobubbler update, funds, surveys, next steps, and current operations. We finally got the survey done over on 8th Street on the parking lot. Didn't come out quite as expected. We only have 13 and a half feet to play with, so if we put the units there as they are now, they'll have to go tandem, which is going to be a kind of a havoc in the parking lot. Mark had talked to Dustin already. We're going to look for a variance because we are required to be 63 or 66 feet off the center line of the road. We're going to see if we can push that back a bit so we have the two machines in parallel and won't take as much room on the parking lot there. I'm meeting with Don Dodd there tomorrow at 9 o'clock to show him where it's staked out and what we have. They'll have to bring it up to their Tri-Lakes board meeting to make sure we get approval from that. If that doesn't go, don't know what we're going to do. We are going to be limited on locations on these machines, on the bigger ones. There are a few other sites on Camelot. There's one for sure on upper and one other on lower, but I don't think there's 480 available, so that could be an issue. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, Mark, you had a comment from one of the customers we just installed a unit on. Can you go to the speaker and bring that up? It's not, we can't hang our hand on it yet, but good news is good news, you know?
3 weeks ago, we installed a unit on south shore of Sherwood. And Sunday, I received a call from her. And she said that in the last 10 years, they have not experienced that clean of water, have not seen the bottom. And she was elated. I think it's the right word. And she thanked Tri-Lakes for coming up with this, but I think it's an indication, another indication that the system is working. People are recognizing the potential of it. Now, we have 9 units currently operating on Sherwood, 9 little units, in addition to the 1 large unit on Camelot. And even though that's a small percentage of what was originally anticipated, it's having an effect already. So she was very thankful.
Thank you. And there's been comments out there on social media on this. I don't respond to it because it's, I believe the old Mark Twain attribute, you know, about arguing with certain types of people, but they're arguing from a point of view. They have no idea what they're talking about. I've never seen them at our meetings here. One case in particular, they're saying 650 units, and that's hardly a sample. I don't know where that came from, but I guess it was in one of the articles. But Moeller has over 3,000 locations around the world, so 650 is just one of the models, not necessarily the whole structure. There are other companies out there also with nanobubbles. I've been contacted by a few, but Moeller is the big one. So some of the other ones are just, some of the comments are just plain crazy. It's not worth a response. So I don't respond to those. It's just a waste of time. So take it for what it is. Those folks have, they're just ignorant of the facts. Anything else? Anybody have any questions? Number 10, 14 Mile Watershed Alliance.
Okay, got a couple items. We're just about wrapping up the project that we've been working on with the town and a number of other partners on Walden Park on 9th Avenue. We've got the interpretive sign order that should be in any day now. We've got the frame, so we're going to pour concrete slab for the base for that with anchors. So that'll happen in the next week. Well, we've still got this last shot of warm weather. So that'll essentially wrap that up. So then we'll be able to get with the town and gather up all the receipts and late in the fall or by early next year, get the reimbursement submitted for that. So that because that grant actually expires the end of December of this year. So we had a very worthwhile field trip with Nakusa High School environmental ed class yesterday. Had over 30 students. The field trip started with a visit to J&J Cranberries out on the S-curve of Highway D. And then came back and had some activities for the students at Sherwood Lodge that had to do with watersheds and with water quality. 14 Mile Watershed Alliance just submitted a grant to DATCAP by the deadline last week on behalf of farmers of 14 Mile Creek. We're going to move forward and be the collaborating and fiscal agent for that group at their request. So that's moving forward well. To Steve's point, when we did have a short discussion yesterday with the environmental ed teacher, and we are looking to see if he might be able to help recruit and find one or more high school students that might be willing to rake weeds, especially for absentee landowners. And if we could set up something like that, then Alliance could kind of be the clearinghouse place to have people call in and say they'd like that work done, and we could pass that on to a student doing that kind of business. It's hard to say what kind of interest we'll get in doing manual labor nowadays, but it sounds like a good thought, and we hope it'll have a chance to be successful moving forward. Questions? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Number 11, harvester update.
We have 4 boats out of the water currently. And as they come out of the water, we work on them to do repairs so that there's probably less work to do in the spring based on how much time we have available. We have an outstanding crew of guys that are working on these boats. So the 4 boats that have come out of the water already are going to be put to bed shortly, and there won't be any work that will have to be done in spring because they've done it already. These guys are just fantastic, and I just want to show my appreciation to them for that. We have 3 boats still in the water. Boat on Lower Camelot, a boat in the channel that's also helping with Lower Camelot, and just I think on Monday did a tour around Upper Camelot for any piles that may have been missed or that people didn't realize that weed pickup wasn't going to occur. So they checked all that out. And then we have a boat on Sherwood that's continuing to pick up any piles and floaters and stuff today. And then that boat's going to come off at Sherwood tomorrow. And the final boat will come out next Friday. So we should have time to do a lot of the repairs prior to the boats being put to bed for the season, and again, it'll be less work that we'll have to work on in spring. So, again, just a thank you to the crew that we have, including Brad. They're just doing an outstanding job of keeping things moving along.
Thanks, Mike. And to Mike's point, too, this last spring, I think the boats were done way ahead of time and very efficiently. I mean, we were ready to go early this spring. So, again, planning and the work's been phenomenal. Thank you. Number 12, district update.
The only thing I have to report, I submitted a grant for next year's Clean Boats, Clean Waters grant. An email was returned to me. The application was received. They award it, I think, in March. We usually hear back. So that's it.
All right, thank you. Number 13, county, Wisconsin DNR or 9-key element update. Anything?
I can't think of anything
No.
from the county.
Short meeting yesterday.
They're going to be opening bids. There's a phase 2 project for the courthouse, and for those of you that have been to the courthouse in the past, that big parking lot that's just to the east of the building, that parking lot's going to be redone, and it's going to be brought out north to the road that I don't know the name of the street, but the road that runs adjacent to that green space, and then Phase 2 also includes part of the remodeling of some of the main office buildings or main offices in the building. And at that point, I think they're going to open up a separate entrance for those offices. I think it's door D. Bid openings for that are going to be October 10th.
Thank you. Number 14, town update. Mark, have you got anything?
No.
Give you an update on the solar farm issue. We do have a lot of the materials going out. The postcards were ordered yesterday and picked up yesterday. They're being stamped right now with names. They're all going out, 4,200 cards of property owners. We've been in contact with the attorney. He should be calling us this week about some of the activities we're doing. We've made some of them known, some of them are unknown, but I think we've got a few cards to play yet and a few tricks up our sleeves that the folks may not know about. So it's not a dead issue. There is a meeting scheduled for December 3rd. There's 2 meetings on December 3rd down at Madison with the PSC before they make their decision. And we're going to talk to the town board about having buses available, getting folks down there and packing this place. That's one of the activities. And we do have a meeting scheduled August 27th for, again, people come in, especially on the weekend, thoughts and comments about the solar farm and what's going on, and we'll give it updates on what we've got. We've had, I think, 5 ad hoc committee meetings, 5 or 6. I think they've been pretty productive. We've got, again, we got a lot of irons in the basket or in the fire. We'll see what we come up with. So
The 2 meetings that they're required to have, those 2 meetings are going to be down in Madison.
yes, yeah, of course.
What, can you just give me the dates again, Carl, for the
December-
meeting in Madison?
December 3rd. I forgot. I think one is 2 and one is 5.
Okay.
I think I'll get that out there. Well, also, our zoning administrator starts on Monday, and we are conducting interviews next week for the town administrator. So tomorrow along there. Tomorrow?
We're interviewing 2 candidates tomorrow.
Starting with them. Yeah, you're right. We got the final. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. So moving along there. Discussion of possible action on the following items. 15, discussion of possible action, approve minutes from Wednesday, August 20th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Adkins.
I'll second Baker.
Any discussion?
There was just one, I saw the original one, Gina, that draft was changed. Okay, that's
The
all I
ones
needed.
that I handed out today have the
Okay,
change.
correct, thank you.
Thank you. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 16, discussion of possible action, approve vouchers and financials.
I move to approve the vouchers and financials as presented.
Baker will second.
Discussion? Just an FYI, I did contact and let Mark and Gina know we did move 150 from our credit to cover us for the rest of the year. So we're back in business as far as all the numbers go. So we're in good shape. We will still come in under budget. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 17, discussion of possible action, engagement letter from Boardman Clark concerning Town of Rome representation for the town's 3 lakes concerning lake maintenance and the Nano Bubble project. Originally, the town approved, signed off on Boardman Clark to represent them, and it was mostly for the wake boat, but I'd like to have him also represent us for the Nano Bubble project, because he's hand in hand. He's very familiar with the whole process on both of them. So lake activities, Boardman Clark's extremely knowledgeable about it. Again, that's Jared works with Bill O'Connor, who helped write a lot of the laws. I mean, the guy's just sharp as a tack, and I met him last year at the one of the meetings, and just a great people to work with. But anyway, this is basically to allow them to work with the town and with Tri-Lakes for the Nano Bubble project and the wake boats, because he's familiar with both of them, and it just makes it easier. I don't see any conflict, but if there's a conflict, he would have to go to Tri-Lakes first, because that's initial. But we don't see any conflict. It's hand in hand with what we're looking at. So looking for board approval to allow Boardman Clark to represent both the town and Tri-Lakes.
I'll make that motion to approve Boardman Clark.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Number 18, discussion of possible action. Advertise for candidates to fill Lake Arrowhead position on the board. We've been missing one since Tom Gabriel stepped down from the town board. I'd rather not put somebody else, nominate somebody else from the town board on there. That gives 3 people on the board here. You got quorum issues here, you got quorum issues there, you got favorability issues possibly. I'd rather see folks coming in from the outside. We've been asking the Arrowhead board give us somebody to represent. We haven't heard anybody, and this has been going on since April. So it's basically, by the bylaws, we can put anybody on there from any of the districts. So anybody, as long as you're a district member, you can apply for the board position here, the 4th one, and then we'd put Mark on there from the town board. That would give us just 2 on the town board, and give us representation again from the people at large here, which to me makes sense. So anybody's interested, please, if you know somebody, have them step up. We're going to go ahead and put an ad out there. Just anybody, we're just looking. It just makes sense to have 5 people up here.
Where do they get the applications to apply?
Gina, do you have those applications, or did you send a notice?
The only thing I've ever had is at the office is, quote, a job application, which
Okay, yeah,
I can give them to fill out.
that.
Maybe we should put some of those down here.
At
down-
this point now, anybody in the district that would be interested would be,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. If we can't fill it from one of the districts, we can go ahead outside the district. But I mean, outside that association. But
I keep mentioning it at the board meetings for Arrowhead.
And,
Since it was open.
And in reference to that, how many people actually show up for those board meetings?
You have 5 to 10 maybe.
What about, do you know if it's the request for Arrowhead Rep has been in their Lake Arrowhead newsletter monthly or every other month, whenever that comes out?
I don't know. I've talked to Joel, the manager, since May, asking to get somebody nominated to fill a position. And I don't, I ask them every month, and I haven't heard anything. I don't know what they're doing.
I just got a notice for Arrowhead Lines. I'll go ahead and put it in there then. So on their next lines, I'll put it in there we're looking for somebody. So that's Arrowhead. I think that's due next week, right?
I'm not sure.
You saw the one?
I just forwarded it to you.
Okay, yeah, I think it's next week, so.
So I should put it on the website?
Go ahead and put it on the website, yeah. Thanks. We don't need a discussion at this point on that, or no action, but we'll just move forward and start advertising. Anything else? Okay, next agenda items. I've got the weed pickup. We'll discuss that, see if we can come up with something on that item for next year.
Wake boat
Wake boats for sure.
discussion.
Yep. Probably go with the same that we've got up there right now. If anybody can think of anything else, give a call.
Maybe an update from Brad as to the repair on the Camelot Dam.
Oh, yeah.
As to the operation, if it's working, or if they actually did get it fixed. You know, how sometimes people get behind in their work. And
How long have you and Alex had to open the gate by hand?
Since May, beginning of May,
Beginning of May?
just on one arm.
And I'll check with EOR and University of Wisconsin Stevens Point, see if they have some updates. Again, the news is coming back good for us so far, so we'll see if they have an update and got some analysis done. So we'll see if Jay or Ann can fill us in on some of that. All righty, next meeting date and time?
October 15th, Wednesday, 9 a.m.
Does that work for everybody? Okay, and a motion for adjournment?
so moved.
Second, Atkins.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.